Hey everyone, and welcome to the premier Teressa Joubert show. I am super excited to join all of you. I'm a psychic medium and clairvoyant empath, which means I'm able to see auras around you. I can see people that are crossed over. And I'm a medical intuitive, which means that I can see things that are going on in your body that are not so great. So I try to use my gifts to help people in their highest good for their best possible future. And I love to talk about topics around health and mental wellness and mental health and what happens when people cross over. I got started in this over 8 years ago when I saw Teresa Caputo on my TV, which opened up the possibility that it's okay to use my intuitive and psychic abilities, which is super exciting. So I've been able to see people in spirit since I was a young girl, and I've been able to feel emotions from people all my life. And strangely enough, I thought everybody was like me. Turns out they're not. So that was a bit of an awakening, a rude awakening. But I've always tried to use my abilities to gain perspective on how other people are feeling, how they're thinking, how I can help them with my own unique skill set of personality traits. So tonight I'm going to be taking 2 callers later on in the evening. And first, I just wanted to give you a little bit of a background about me and let you know I'm a twin. I have a twin sister, and I grew up in a sort of small town, and I'm married now. I've got 3 little boys, cute little kids, in a house in the suburbs with a cute little dog. I've been doing readings one-on-one for 8.5 years now, and it's my passion. It's my favorite thing to do, and I do live events and group events. And yeah, I've been doing this for a little while. So when I meet people, I would say that I'm extrasensory, which means that when I meet you, when I talk to you, whether it's on Messenger, whether it's over the phone, or whether it's in person, I can see your aura. I can see what colors are around you. I can feel what mood you're in. I know how you're thinking, how you're feeling, what your perception is on life and what you're going through in this present moment. And I can also see future timelines when I focus in on them for you in different areas of health and wellness or mental health or relationships. So I do really like to help people and sort of target in on topics that can help you to have better insight so that you can live a happier life. And randomly, people in spirit will just pop up right in front of me, and they'll be standing here in spirit form, and then they start communicating with me by gesturing to their body, giving me sensations in my body, giving me picture images, and I've learned that communicating with the physically deceased, because they're not really deceased, just their body that's not here. But communicating with them is it's like its own language that runs along the nervous system. It runs through our sixth sense. And I'm teaching classes on how to use your sixth sense, because we all have this nervous system inside of our stomach that's the size of a cat's brain, and we can use our intuition, our sixth sense, to perceive information that's coming at us. So I have a program that's coming up on September 7th. If you'd like to check it out, it's on Facebook, on my Facebook page. It's called the Sixth Sense Transformation Mastery Program, where I teach you how to use your intuitive abilities to connect to your highest self so that you can make better decisions going forward and not feel like you're in a stuck state. So if you're feeling stuck, you'd like some guidance on how to be more mentally clear, emotionally clear, more spiritually connected, and you're looking for that tribe, I am a perfect fit for that. So I would love for you to check out my Facebook page and check out the events that are listed. And there's a couple of group events that I'm also hosting on September 15th and September 30th, where I'm reading a group of people on Zoom. and I'm able to connect to either someone specific for you, or we can just see who comes through. But that's an ability that I have, that I'm able to target in on specific loved ones that are crossed over. And I think that's a really cool skill. So I'm going to take a call. We're going to take our first caller. We've got Karen in Denver, Colorado. Catherine.
Hello.
All right. Hi, Catherine.
That's all right.
How are you?
Thank you.
Great.
I'm well. Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome. What would you like some help with? Would you like to connect to someone on the other side, or do you just want some guidance with something?
I'd like a little guidance in my love life and my career, please.
Okay. Let's see here. Sometimes I'll scribble. You might see me close my eyes. We'll talk about career. How I work is I see a lot of symbols for things. So I see an image of a mountain, which is my symbol for climbing up, and I see this bridge in front of me, and it looks like one of those bridges where you go to one of those forest walks, and they look a little precarious, and they're going from one tree to the next, and you got to walk across a bridge. So it looks like there's a little bit of effort that Spirit is requesting of you to put yourself into an uncomfortable situation so that you can climb the mountain of whatever it is that your dreams are. And I can see your aura colors. You've got some teals and some blues in your aura that I can see, which is very, very logical, spiritually connected, which I love. Usually when there's teal mixed in with blue, it means that you have an ability to calm people down and organize your thoughts really well. And usually the teal is it's like a healer kind of a color. So I do think that you're extremely intelligent with these colors, and I want to encourage you to believe in yourself. Usually these colors belong to somebody in management, and yeah, you're welcome. Like somebody that can make decisions, that can be left on their own, that it might be a little bit more introverted and wants to help people around them. I'm curious what kind of work situation you're in right now. What are you doing right now?
I'm looking for work. I just retired from a 20-year career as a flight attendant. I'm trying to find a new job.
Okay. All right. Well, way to go and congratulations. That's awesome. So it looks like your spiritual self is saying, hey, I'd like to do something where I'm taking care of things, and I really like to help people in some way. It looks like your spiritual, when I connect to your highest self, I really feel like there's more of an inclination toward working with people. I feel more of a spiritual connection. So I'd like to encourage you to join groups around where you're located and see, do they need someone to organize things? Do they need somebody to help them to connect with people? Because I feel like there's a spiritual inclination with your aura, or you could get into something sort of managerial. But that means a little uncomfortable. But as soon as you climb that mountain, it looks peaceful. It looks wonderful. So I want to encourage you to go out of your comfort zone. You're quite capable, Catherine. Just believe in yourself, okay?
Thank you.
As for love life, I see an image of a heart that's sort of like expanding, and then I can see some animals around you. Your highest self is encouraging you to spend time with pets for relationships.
I don't have any. I wish I did.
Okay, so now if there's any way that you might consider giving yourself a gift of that unconditional love, I see an image of a kitten or a dog. So I have this ability also to connect to people's inner child. So when we're talking about relationships, I know we're talking about another person beside you, but I can't help that your highest self is telling me, I want a kitten, I want a puppy, I want something to play with that's going to give me unconditional love back, where I don't need to be afraid about if this is going to hurt me or not. Because sometimes that blue color can also mean that we got our walls up because we've been hurt in the past, and we're a little bit wary of stepping forward in that direction. So honestly, just going to be perfectly honest, it feels like self-care, self-love, getting yourself a pet and getting yourself in alignment with your career is more important right now than matching up with somebody in a relationship. Because as soon as you do
I'm
that,
currently in a relationship.
okay,
I'm learning
amazing.
where it's going.
Okay, great.
And historically,
So
it's
your
been really
highest self
great.
is like, I want a puppy or a kitten also? Okay.
Okay.
Well, with regards to the relationship that you're in right now, I kind of see the same images of walking across a bridge and having a goal of getting to the other side. Every time I connect with you, I see sort of like beautiful blue mountains and walking across this narrow bridge. So I want to encourage you to keep walking that path, not to look down, which means not to let our fears overcome things, and to communicate what your intentions are, and usually patience is huge. So almost
You
like
see the relationship
working,
lasting.
yeah, I do see the relationship lasting, but I feel like some patience is required, and also staying focused is super required, and also opening up your heart a little bit more. So it just keep going. I feel like you're on the right path. I would like to feel more,
Focus.
yeah, patience and focus, and a little bit more self-care and spiritual connection, I think would make you happier, so that you're happier in the relationship. You have more to bring to the relationship. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, thank you for connecting, and I would love to hear from you again in the future. And you take care of yourself, okay?
Thank you for the lovely reading. Thank you as well.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Take care. Okay. Well, that was fun. That was amazing. Thanks everyone for listening. Little takeaway from that, it sounds like we all kind of need to focus a little bit more on self-care and loving ourselves unconditionally through relationships that we're in right now, and making sure that we're loving ourselves enough to overflow our bucket into our relationship, and to remember that that's really important to do. Okay, so next we've got Brittany in Versailles, Kentucky, if she wants to come on.
Hello.
Hi, Brittany.
Hi.
How's it going, girl?
It's going okay. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Super happy, super excited. I see your aura colors. They're beautiful. You got some pinks and oranges and a little bit of burgundy. Burgundy is a fun and sassy color. It usually means that you're hungry for something. It's actually like the color when people are in line at the coffee shop and they're like, I need a coffee, like right now.
Yep.
Burgundy. Yep. And yellow is a really strong leadership, go-getter kind of a color. Like, I want this done. I'm gonna take care of this. Why wasn't this done yesterday? Like, come on.
Yes. Oh,
yeah.
yes.
So, and then orange is a really fun. I love orange. Orange is like social and very creative minded, and really needing to feel needed by other people, and being really good at organizing things. But usually orange needs an outlet, like either music or something sports related, or like contact with people, a little bit more extroverted colors. But yeah, super fun colors that you have, Brittany. And pink is like the perfectionist, the advocate, the person that's like, okay, I'm not gonna put up with this crap. I like to say that on the show. So yeah, I want to encourage you to stand in your truth. And if there's something that you really, really want in life, then go after it, because our conditioned self can keep us stuck in like a coulda, shoulda, woulda, I'm not sure. But it feels like you're, based on your aura colors, like wants to start something, wants to take action, wants to be nurtured. And that burgundy is like, I'm hungry for something more. So I probably should have asked you, is there something that you'd like me to focus on, or where we're halfway done our talk?
So I lost my husband last year. When he went, pretty sure he took so much of me with him. And I have had no idea, like where to go from there because honestly,
I can see him
yes.
standing in front of me right now, just so you know.
Oh yeah, he's very
that's
strong.
what happens. They just show up. I don't know. Do you want me to talk to him for a little bit?
Yeah, that's fine. Sure.
He's
you.
touching his throat at me, which is always my symbol for I couldn't speak or I didn't get a chance to say goodbye. And I get such a heavy feeling from him, like, ugh, like it doesn't feel good. I feel sick or ill or medicated, like highly, highly yucky feeling. Did he have cancer or like what happened?
Overdose.
Yeah, overdose. I'm so sorry. It feels like an overwhelming, I'm going to throw up feeling.
Yes.
Well, I want you to know that he is at peace on the other side because he's showing me he's going like this. That means, and he goes like this to me. So I want you to know that he's showing up with hearts. If you see hearts in shapes, objects, clouds, random things, he's trying to tell you, I'm okay, I love you, and I'm sorry.
Okay.
He's talking about a couple, like he's showing me younger children's. I'm not sure if you have children together or who he's wanting to talk about it, but he wants to acknowledge children. Do you know who he's talking about? It looks like a boy and a girl.
Okay, that would be his son and his daughter.
Oh, my heart's
There's a
breaking
situation right now with his son, actually, right in this moment.
Yeah. He goes like this, which is my symbol for broken. And he's like, he has so many things and he wants to talk about with that. He's also showing me a vehicle and he's got a face on him. Is there anything about like driving? I'm not sure how old his son is, but he's talking about a vehicle. Do you know what he's saying? What's that mean for you?
There could be a couple of different things. I don't know if he's associating like his death with a vehicle, if he's associating the car accident that he had that could have killed him right before he passed, or if he's talking about his son could be in a vehicle with his mom right now coming to my house. That could be. That's what I'm worried about.
Are you serious? Yeah. Oh, my timer just went off.
She's coming to get his clothes, like dirty clothes, and I'm just like, no.
Okay, so he's saying a few things, okay? He goes like this, which means to stand in your truth and to speak up for yourself. He goes like this, to speak up for yourself. He goes like this, which means take care of him. And he goes like this too, which means take it easy on him. And then he's talking about his son's mom. And I apologize as this is on like radio, but he goes, which means be careful with her because well, you can gather what that is.
He said that so much to me before he even passed. He would say that to me all the time.
Yeah, he's like, be careful with her. So he's encouraging you and asking for you to help him, but not to let this woman affect your mental health, okay? Because what she's doing doesn't feel very good, but what he's asking for you with his son, he's almost like pleading to have a soft spot for him, but also to stand up for yourself. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So he's there. He says, rock. I'm your rock. He's showing me a big heart rock. He says, I love you. He says, you're gorgeous. He's talking about your private parts and stuff and saying, I miss you. Oh my goodness. You have this like
that, yeah.
You've got this wildcat thing about you that just drives him crazy. So he says that he still loves you and he's watching over you. And he says, whatever you can do to help my kids. I feel like he's trying to talk to you. You might feel his presence because you've got yellow and orange in your aura. You might feel things more because you've got the chakras that are really open, that are in the stomach. So I want to encourage you to talk to him in your head and ask for help. If you get a bad feeling, trust it. If you get a good feeling, great, go for it. But always to speak your truth. Maybe try to have a bit of a filter, but stand up for yourself. That's what he's trying to say. And he says, thank you for helping me. He says, thank you. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And I do, like, I use dowsers and everything to talk to him.
Yeah. Amazing. Is there anything else that you wanted to ask him?
Oh God, there's so much. But what I've been lost about is I gave up like on myself because that's what I do for a living is I help people stay sober. And so when I couldn't help my own house stay sober, like I stopped until recently. I'm just kind of getting back in, but it doesn't feel the same. And so I don't know.
I'm so sorry you're dealing with that. So you got the imposter syndrome going on. You got that little gremlin that looks like a booger on your shoulder going, who are you to help other people when you couldn't, you should just, you know what you got to do? You got to tell that little gremlin booger, you gotta tell it to get off your shoulder and give it a middle finger and say, I'm not going to listen to you anymore, because the reason why my soul went through this terrible experience is so that I can have deep compassion for the people that I'm helping already. So I know what it feels like to be in their pain body. But listen, Brittany, you don't need to stay there forever, okay? I feel like our soul goes through these terrible things so that we can extremely feel on a personal level what it feels like to be there. The trick is to just not get stuck. And that's so much easier said than done. But the only ways that I've learned to get unstuck is to cleanse away the trauma from meditation. Sometimes I've done hypnotherapy. I've also done energy healing. They help. They really help, because our subconscious energy field, it gets like one thing after another thing, after another thing, after another thing. And then before we know it, we're so overloaded with trauma from other people and then from ourselves that we're just stuck. We're literally stuck in a frozen state. So I'm wanting to just encourage you to release all of the heaviness that you've gone through, and almost encourage you to look at it in the future, hopefully eventually, from a perspective of possible gratitude. Thank you for the lessons. Thank you for the experience. But no thank you anymore, little gremlin. I'm good. Yeah. I'm going to talk to myself with love now, and super amazing positive thoughts like, I love myself. Like, I would really like for you to start talking to yourself like you're talking to a 5-year-old version of Brittany, and say, hey, what does that cute little girl need? What does she want me to do? Does she want to go play? Does she want me to go sit in the sunshine? Does she want to paint something? Does she want to scribble like crazy and write out a really angry letter and then burn it? Let her do that, because that's how we get unstuck. We get unstuck by focusing and listening to our inner child and cleansing from the trauma that we've gone through. And then the trauma goes away, and then it lifts up, and then we're free, and we feel like open and lifted and less stuck.
Very true. Very true.
How does that resonate with you, my dear?
Yeah, perfect. Oh my gosh. This is so awesome. This is so awesome. I love it.
So I got some questions for you.
Though. That is spot on too, by the way. Like, that's been going on since before he went. And so I know there's something. I just need to work on like tapping into it.
Yeah. So I want to encourage you to do something, Brittany. I'd like to encourage you to make a joy list. Like, what are some things that little girl inside you wants to do that doesn't quite know how to do, and she wants to do something. Yeah. What does that mean for you? Like, what does she want to do? Does she want to go and sit on a dock somewhere? Does she want to go by the water? What does she want to do? And maybe you can share with me now, is there something that's been sort of on your mind that you've been thinking about doing that would bring you joy, that you've been feeling like too guilty to even do or too stuck to do?
Work. Yeah, it would be work. It would. They just asked me yesterday to teach Narcan classes at the police station, and so it's something that I know that I need to pray about and think about, because it touches the soft spot. But I know that I'm good at it. I'm really, really good at it.
Okay, well, I want to encourage you with all my heart to do that, okay? And keep picturing yourself doing that, and ask Spirit, ask this beautiful man in front of me, ask him to help you get there, and take baby steps, but put yourself out there. And because when you're happy, he's happy. When you're in turmoil, he wants to shift it. So if you can work on really hard on being happy or happier, you're going to bring so much joy to him on the other side, which is really a beautiful gift. Well, I want to thank you for calling in, and thanks for giving me the opportunity to give you some insight. And you take care of yourself, okay?
Thank you so much. You're awesome. Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, well, thank you everyone for listening into my show. I just want to remind you that I've got the 6 Sense Transformation Mastery Program starting on September 7th. And we've also got 2 events on September 15th and September 30th. They're called Messages from the Other Side. So you can get yourself a ticket, and that's on Zoom. And I usually give everybody a reading. So depending on how many people get your ticket first, and you'll get a reading with me. And you get to keep the recording. So I just want to thank everyone again for listening in. And please know that your loved ones on the other side, they can hear your thoughts. They know how you're feeling. They know what you're going through. And guess what? They can't help you unless you ask for help, because we have free will. So please ask for help. And if something is weighing heavily on your shoulders that you can't control, give it to God, give it to your higher self, give it to a higher power, but you don't have to keep it, okay?